The American Mathematical Society is an association of professional mathematicians dedicated to the interests of mathematical research and scholarship, and serves the national and international community through its publications, meetings, advocacy and other programs. The Society is one of the four parts of the Joint Policy Board for Mathematics and a member of the Conference Board of the Mathematical Sciences. History. It was founded in 1888 as the New York Mathematical Society, the brainchild of Thomas Fiske, who was impressed by the London Mathematical Society on a visit to England. John Howard Van Amringer was the first president and Fiske became secretary. The Society soon decided to publish a journal, but ran into some resistance due to concerns about competing with the American Journal of Mathematics. The result was the Bulletin of the New York Mathematical Society, with Fiske as editor-in-chief. The de facto journal, as intended, was influential in increasing membership. The popularity of the bulletin soon led to transactions of the American Mathematical Society and proceedings of the American Mathematical Society, which were also de facto journals. In 1891, Charlotte Scott became the first woman to join the Society. The Society reorganized under its present name and became a national society in 1894, and that year Scott served as the first woman on the first Council of the American Mathematical Society. In 1951, the Society's headquarters moved from New York City to Providence, Rhode Island. The Society later added an office in Ann Arbor, Michigan in 1984 and an office in Washington, D.C. in 1992. In 1954, the Society called for the creation of a new teaching degree, a Doctor of Arts in Mathematics, similar to a PhD but without a research thesis. In the 1970s, as reported in A Brief History of the Association for Women in Mathematics, The President's Perspectives, by Lenore Bloom. In those years the AMS, American Mathematical Society, was governed by what could only be called an old boys network, closed to all but those in the inner circle. Mary W. Great challenged that situation by sitting in on the council meeting in Atlantic City. When she was told she had to leave, she refused, saying she would wait until the police came. After that time, council meetings were open to observers and the process of democratization of the society had begun. Julia Robinson was the first female president of the American Mathematical Society but was unable to complete her term as she was suffering from leukemia. In 1988, the Journal of the American Mathematical Society was created, with the intent of being the flagship journal of the AMS meetings. The AMS, along with the Mathematical Association of America and other organizations, holds the largest annual research mathematics meeting in the world, the Joint Mathematics Meeting held in early January. The 2013 Joint Mathematics Meeting in San Diego drew over 6,600 attendees. Each of the four regional sections of the AMS hold meetings in the spring and fall of each year. The Society also co-sponsors meetings with other international mathematical societies. Fellows. The AMS selects an annual class of fellows who have made outstanding contributions to the advancement of mathematics. Publications. The AMS publishes Mathematical Reviews, a database of reviews of mathematical publications, various journals, and books. In 1997 the AMS acquired the Chelsea Publishing Company, which it continues to use as an imprint. Journals. General Bulletin of the American Mathematical Society, published quarterly. Electronic research announcements of the American Mathematical Society, online only. Journal of the American Mathematical Society, published quarterly. Memoirs of the American Mathematical Society, published 6 times per year. Notices of the American Mathematical Society, published monthly, one of the most widely read mathematical periodicals. Proceedings of the American Mathematical Society, published monthly. Transactions of the American Mathematical Society, published monthly. Subject-specific mathematics of computation, published quarterly. Mathematical surveys and monographs conformal geometry and dynamics, online only. Representation theory, online only. Blogs, blog on blogs. E-mentoring network in the mathematical sciences. AMS graduate student blog. PhD plus Epsilon. On the market. Prizes. Some prizes are awarded jointly with other mathematical organizations. See specific articles for details. Booker Memorial Prize. Cole Prize. David P. Robbins Prize. Frank and Brenny Morgan Prize for Outstanding Research in Mathematics by an Undergraduate Student. Fulkerson Prize. Leroy P. Steele Prizes. Norbert Wiener Prize in Applied Mathematics. Oswald Veblen Prize in Geometry. Typesetting. The AMS was an early advocate of the typesetting program TeX, requiring that contributions be written in it and producing its own packages. AMS TeX and AMS LaTeX. TeX and LaTeX are now ubiquitous in mathematical publishing. Presidents. The AMS is led by the president, who is elected for a 2-year term, and cannot serve for 2 consecutive terms. 1888 to 1900 John Howard Van Amringer, Emery McClintock, George Hill, Simon Newcomb, Robert Woodward, 1901 to 1950 Eliakim Moore, Thomas Fisk, William Osgood, Henry White, Maxime Bocker, Henry Fine, Edward Van Vleck, Ernest Brown, Leonard Dixon, Frank Morley, Gilbert Bliss, Oswald Veblen, George Birkhoff, Virgil Snyder, Earl Raymond Hedrick, Luther Eisenhart, Arthur Byron Coble, Solomon Lefschetz, Robert Moore, Griffith C. Evans, Marston Morse, Marshall Stone, Theophil Hildebrandt, Ina Hiller, Joseph L. Walsh, 1951 to 2000 John von Neumann, Gordon Wyburn, Raymond Wilder, Richard Brower, Edward McShane, Dean Montgomery, Joseph Doob, Abraham Albert, Charles B. Murray, Jr., Oscar Zariski, Nathan Jacobson, Saunders MacLean, Lipman Bors, R.H. Bing, Peter LAX, Andrew Gleason, Julia Robinson, Irving Kaplinsky, George Mostow, William Browder, Michael Arton, Ronald Graham, Kathleen Morowitz, Arthur Jaffe, Felix Browder, 2001 Present Time and Base, David Eisenbud, James Arthur, James Glim, George E. Andrews, Eric M. Friedlander, David Vogan, Robert L. Bryant,